Hello and welcome to my channel. Um, this is Hope from Hope's Crafts, and I'm just doing a little video about the project I'm working on right now, and I wanted to take you along with me. So my inspiration is this little card, vintage card that I have. It's congratulations, baby. My inspiration is for making little scrappy notebooks. I'm making a bunch of them because I like to stick them in my journals when I make them. So this is my inspiration. I don't do it exactly like this, but that's my inspiration. So I made these two completely. And all it is papers. I got a lot of these papers from books. And on one side, they're blank for writing, but the other side has the book page on it. So, and that's not a problem because I made the scrappy tablet or booklet, whatever you want to call it, so that you can take it apart. I punched holes here and put a ribbon in it so you can untie this bow, so you don't have to tear them apart, tear the paper. You can just unfold it that way. That was my thinking when I was making these scrappy notebooks. So the paper I've used is a lot of different kinds of paper, but a lot of it is writing on or something on the one side, but blank on the other side. So this is my thinking. And these are scrappy. They're not, the edges of the paper are not always straight. And I like it that way because it looks like you just tore it, you know. I like that torn look. So this one I won't take apart. I just completely decorated. This is some vintage book page, and this is pretty much all book pages that I've just, see what I mean by something on the one side but is blank on this side. So I harvested a bunch of book pages, blank book pages, and I was going to use them for the backing of tags and journal cards and things, but I thought this would be a great idea for making these little scrappy pads. So, and then my first thing was I made them all different kinds of sizes because I wanted to use up my scraps of cardstock. So these are actually the other way. They're like a booklet, but under the same premise. You can untie this bow. And these are blank. So I can decorate them however I need to decorate them, you know. And they're all, like I said, these are bigger. These are different sizes. They're all different sizes. And this, you can see that there's writing on there. This paper I had gotten at an auction from, I'm not sure about the year, but somebody did some lessons on the paper, like did a whole composition notebook of lessons. So there's pictures and drawings that they drew and everything. And I was kind of hoarding it, but I thought, no, I'm not going to hoard it any longer. I'm just going to do it. Use it for something, you know. So then I sort of thought both sides were written on, but I discovered that they're not both written on. One side is blank. This is the orientation. I really want to do that. There's an example of a drawing that they put on the paper. This is the orientation I really want it to be. So, these are all different sizes. But the size I wanted to do originally was, at first I wanted to use up my cardstock scraps. So I used up my cardstock scraps. And then I cut into 12 by 12 scrap paper. And I thought, well, I don't want to cut into it unless I have to, but I did. So this is just plain cardstock that I used, but it was 12 by 12 piece. So out of a 12 by 12 piece, you can get 3 notebooks. I cut these pieces 10 by 4. So then when you fold them in half, they're approximately 5 by 4. That's the size tablet I wanted. And I used some Crafts Consortium so you don't have too much to decorate on there, so you fold it in half and you get the size I'm kind of going for. And this is some Tim Holtz 12 by 12. I am hoarding this also. So I didn't want to cut into it, but I thought, well, it's not doing any good sitting in the box. So and this is a little rough, and I don't really care about that either. I'm not worried about being perfect for this. So I took the 10 by 10 and I folded it in half. And then I rounded the bottom corners of this. And of course, there's always inking, but I'm gonna ink later. And then the paper, I have it already torn. The paper, you can take an 8 by 10 piece of paper and fold it in half lengthwise and kind of get the right size by that. I put approximately 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Approximately 6 sheets. This is approximately, it's an 8.5 by 11, so half of 11, I don't know what that is, but folded in half, tore lengthwise and folded in half was what I did. And this is the other thing I wanted to show you was I have a bunch of these old bills, and they're, of course, the bill on one side, but they're blank on the other side. So I'm using. So I'm just putting them in together. I'm not putting them in any particular order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not putting in them in any particular order. I'm sticking them inside this. You can see that it's a little bit, it's somewhat bigger than my cover, but I'm not worried too much about that. What I think I will do is tear this to fit. I'm not not even gonna think about it too much. I'm just gonna do it. Because I want the torn look anyway, so then it fits in there. So I put a little clip on it so that kind of holds it together. And I use my 3/16 hole punch on my crocodile. And then punch some holes in there. And again, I'm not measuring, I'm just doing it. I do have the little stopper on, so it's the same depth in. And I'm taking a couple, I didn't do this on them all, but I am taking a couple of, more than a couple, whole reinforcer and put them on here. Just reinforces the whole and adds a little bit of embellishment to it. So I have this small ribbon I'm using. I guess you could put a thicker ribbon through that hole, but I have a lot of this small ribbon, so I wanted to use it for this project. So I'm just taking a length of ribbon. I'm not measuring anything, I'm just putting it in. Watch, I won't be able to get it through the hole. Okay. The 1/8 hole on your crocodile is a little skinny. I can do it, but it's a little fiddly, so still getting used to the camera being on, so. And I'll take this clip off now and just tie a bow. This ribbon is a little bit fiddly too. It's not have to kind of hold the knot, but again, I don't want it tight and secure because I want the person that gets it to untie it, be able to untie it if they want to. So that's a little scrappy notebook. So, and of course, decorating this doesn't need as much decoration because it's Tim Holtz paper, you know, so, but, that's how I make them. And I'm gonna make a bunch more and just stick them in my stash and keep them, put them in my journals. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.